Let's take a trip on my magic banana. It's a flavorful extravaganza over clouds, over trees, over seas, over space and time. Start at the tip and move towards the stem. Soon we'll be out in the solar system, seeing stars we never dreamed we would ever see. Let's take a trip on my magic banana. Let's take Are you Paul?
Sam?
The app says we are going to 7928 Beverly Boulevard. Is that right?
That's correct. It's the corner of Beverly and Hayworth.
Okay, sounds good. How's your day going so far?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. I've never ridden on a banana before. How many feet up do we go? Are we going to pass the Kármán line?
I don't know. I've never measured it. But I do know we can get high enough to see Disneyland and Disney World at the same time.
Neat!
From here, you can probably see both already.
Wow, look at those weather patterns. How have I never been able to see this before? I'm already in my 70s, and I've been studying astronomy my whole life and never knew I could just take a banana all the way up here.
You were probably asking the wrong people.
That's true. It wouldn't have occurred to me to search flying banana when learning about developments in space exploration.
It's a common mistake. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Oh, I won't. I'm already beating myself up a lot over the news lately.
Why's that?
There's just so much bad news about the internet lately. And as someone who helped develop it and make it grow, I just feel like maybe I made a big mistake.
But without the internet, you wouldn't have accidentally stumbled upon a flying banana to take you into outer space.
That's true. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you used to have a Saturday morning cartoon show?
Guilty as charged. This is the same banana from the show. You're riding to Hollywood on a piece of cartoon history.
It was so long ago I forgot. It was just before I started learning about computer science, too. I still remember when the internet was just a dream, a bright-eyed, innocent idea, something we thought would cross every border without batting an eye, bringing people together in ways that politics and language never could. Back then, it was beautiful in its simplicity. We called it a network for truth, data, raw and honest, transmitted in clean packets across cables. It was supposed to unite us, give people access to facts. Facts! You remember those. I hate to sound nostalgic, but it was a sandbox, filled with people who simply loved to think, to ask questions, to dig for answers. We built this thing with the naive belief that information would naturally make the world better. Boy, were we wrong. That bubble burst hard and fast. 40 years ago, I couldn't have imagined any of this. Misinformation, espionage, entire elections and wars waged in the background. People manipulating each other for power, for money. I didn't see it coming. I always thought the best of people, that deep down they were good, that they'd use technology for the right reasons, for things that would uplift humanity, connect us. And now, I look at what it's become and I feel something I don't even have words for. It's like watching your life's work twisted into something dark. It's heartbreaking. The internet in the late 80s and early 90s was like a big, unruly child, full of potential, if you could just teach it right. And I thought, we were doing something important, helping connect the world, making information free. A great equalizer, we called it. Truth at everyone's fingertips. But these days, I can't help but wonder, Whose truth? Everyone's a publisher, a self-proclaimed expert. Data. We used to think of data as fact, something clean, objective. But today, data's just raw material, twisted around until it suits whatever story's in demand. And the stories! Stories turned inside out, spun up and sent like hurricanes across the screens of everyone with a Wi-Fi signal. Just last week, there was this rumor that claimed a hurricane was fabricated, pure government manipulation. I thought it was a joke. I mean, seriously, weather doesn't lie. It's a hurricane. And yet, people are fighting over whether or not to believe their own eyes. That's the thing, though. It's not just the storms. It's everything. Election results? Just another opinion. History? Who's ever the loudest gets to rewrite it. Public health, science, things we once believed in, gone, replaced by half-truths and shouting matches. And all these people, ordinary people, they're swiping, clicking, resharing, not realizing that what they're liking might be warping the world around them. A game of telephone. Only there's no punchline, no accountability, and no one's laughing. It's hard to explain how I feel watching all this. We were fighting to bring truth into people's lives, and now it's like we've put a weapon in their hands, and they don't even know it. Disinformation, misinformation, conspiracy theories, those are the buzzwords now. And they're not just fringe anymore. They're part of everyday life. You see it when people start calling election results fake news, or accusing entire agencies of staging natural disasters. Hell, FEMA is out there putting up relief tents, and some guy with a microphone is screaming that they're up to something sinister. FEMA! You know, the people handing out blankets, literally trying to save lives. It's like no one even understands the basics anymore. And here's the kicker. I'm part of the first generation in history to have my entire life archived online. It's bizarre. I can go onto YouTube, watch videos of places I grew up, streets I walked, even movies from when I was a kid. And it's like they were filmed on another planet. I look at them now, and the buildings are different. The clothes are different. The way people talk, even the way they move is different. You know, I watched a video the other day, 1950s Manhattan. People walking down the street, kids in their Sunday best, all these hats and suits. And it hits me. That's not my world anymore. It might as well be Mars. And there's something heartbreaking about it. I'm staring into this little window of time, but the past is gone, replaced by this constant stream of now. There's no pause, no time to breathe, to reflect. It's just an endless scroll, one video after another, and none of them are real. They're captured, static, shadows of a world that's vanished. And the worst part? They're all mixed up with the ads, clickbait, conspiracy theories, so even the past is polluted by the present. Everything's connected, tangled up, and all of history has become one big, chaotic timeline where nothing has any meaning anymore. You know, I've had my share of regrets, but nothing like this. This is different. This isn't just about the time I missed or the mistakes I made. This is about the realization that maybe, just maybe, we gave people too much. Too many options, too many voices, until they can't tell the truth from a lie. I used to tell myself we were liberating people, giving them something precious. Now it's like we've built a labyrinth, and no one can find the way out, including me. And the worst part? The machine keeps running, just as fast as ever. Bright young programmers, smarter than I ever was, working day and night to feed the beast. Because why rock the boat? There's good money in content these days, after all. All this knowledge, all this potential, reduced to viral videos and rage-bait headlines. We thought we were creating something solid, a foundation, but instead it's like we've built a funhouse, and every reflection in that mirror is just a little more warped. And here I am, trying to see my own face in it. I used to think we'd made something great, that this was a gift to the world. But now, it's like looking into the abyss, the truth buried under 1,000 lies, and all the while people are just scrolling, swiping, believing whatever confirms their biases. I don't know if I recognize the world anymore. I don't know if I want to. And the hardest part is, I don't know if I can even stop it, if any of us can. We let this monster loose, and now it's got a life of its own. We were so busy connecting the world, we didn't stop to think if anyone would still recognize the truth when they saw it. And I helped make it this way.
Well, the internet has also done a lot of good and brought a lot of people a lot of good things, but I understand your feelings. It's hard to know what to do with a planet full of people who can't agree on anything. Sometimes I come home from this job and wonder if half my passengers even notice that they flew over the Earth or how meaningless their individual problems are in the grand scheme of things. But I do agree with you. I wish that more people who had the ability to make change would use it for good and not just to enrich themselves or to consolidate power. It's just that after listening to people day in and day out sometimes, I wonder if that isn't a healthy reaction to dealing with the public. Okay, we're here. It really was a pleasure having you as a passenger today. I almost never say that, but it's true. You gave me a lot to think about, and I appreciate your life's work, even if you are slowly regretting how things have turned out. Maybe it's like how every band's biggest hit is the song that they hated the most on the album.
I never thought about that before.
Why would you?